All right, so we are going to, in this video, set up lead times. Now, whenever you want to set up a lead time, you just have to go to the vendor section, which is right here, and then go to lead time. All right, so when you first set up your account, you're going to see that you have one default lead time. You can go in and edit that particular lead time, but you can also make a bunch of lead times from scratch by clicking this button and clicking lead time. So now you're going to put the name of your particular lead time. So this might be China Ocean to Warehouse, right? So you're just going to pick the individual parts of your production. For example, you're in production, and then you would add ocean freight, ground freight, and then your warehouse. Now, if you're going direct to FBA, you can select FBA, and then you would put the number of days you think it's going to take for FBA to check in. However, if you stop at your warehouse on the way to FBA, you're going to want to end your lead time at your warehouse. And I'll explain a little bit more about why that is in a second. So now you're going to see a destination dropdown show up here, and you will be able to pick the individual warehouse that you're going to send this to. Now, if your warehouse is not available, there is a link underneath this video in this setup guide that will show you what you need to do in order to correct that, to set up a warehouse. But for the most part, when your data gets pulled in from Amazon, we will be able to identify a warehouse that you're shipping from. So we pick our warehouse. And then the last thing that needs to be done is to assign a vendor. Now, if this is not a default lead time for your vendor, leave it blank. You'll be able to choose it from the dropdown. For example, if you've got express lead time, and then you've got a lead time that's your normal standard lead time, you will not want to assign any vendors to your express lead time, only to your default lead time. So go ahead and go through, and you can add your vendors to this particular lead time as their default lead time, the one that you're going to use most often. So you can add as many different suppliers as you want. And then you would click the Save Changes button. It says you're going to be overriding previous lead times. Now, that's all right if you do want this to be the default lead time for these vendors. It'll be okay for you to override any previous lead times. And any previous lead time when you're first setting up might be the default lead time that's assigned to all suppliers when we start. Click Confirm, and that's it. You can build out as many lead times as you like. You can edit them, and you can delete them. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about why it's important to have your lead time end at your warehouse. Essentially, you want your lead time to end at your warehouse instead of going straight to FBA if you have a stop at your warehouse as part of your process. We'll kind of come into here for an example. So if we have our lead time set up to stop at our warehouse, we want our inventory to stop at our warehouse, and then we want to be able to send through just what we need to go to FBA. We don't want all 10,000 units that we ordered to go straight to FBA. So we end at our third-party warehouse, and then we have a transfer time that will pick up and tell us how much to send based on some settings I'm going to show you in the next video. So the default for transfer time is 10 days, and that can be found in your forecast algorithm under the advanced settings here, transfer time. So if you need to edit this for any reason, if you need to change it to 15, you can do that. You can change it to 15, and you can apply it to all products, and that will help you to ensure that you have your settings correct if you are using a warehouse. Hope that this was helpful to you, and hope that you've got your lead time set up. Again, you can set up as many lead times as you would like.